You're listening to 96.7 FM WERA LP Arlington. This is Comedy in Progress. Hey everyone, welcome back to Comedy in Progress. I hoped you liked last week's episode, because I am joined this week by co-host John Papa Giorgio. That name probably sounds a little familiar. And we're going to be talking to LA comic Brendan Cooney, at Cooney or Die on Twitter. Formerly Washington, D.C. comic, and he's moved out to LA, and he's going to share with us a couple tips and tricks and just what's going on out there. So please enjoy and hit us up. I'm at Pete Maybe, and John is at Papa's Basement. See you soon. Good. Oh, I had his number too, 368.
Hello, this is Brendan Cooney. I'm not available to take your
You're shitting me.
Leave me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that, though,
At the
because we
tone,
should have listened to
please
him.
record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or...
Oh, are you... Does that, like, not show up or anything on that?
Yeah.
Yo, Cooney, what's up, man?
Hey, I didn't even hear it ring. Hey, man, welcome to Comedy in Progress. Brendan Cooney, hey, here's my thing. I know you know John, and apparently it's from radio.
No.
Can you-
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what did you do in radio?
I didn't do anything in radio, but I know Papa through my friends that used to work at 106.7 The Fan. He was involved with all the stuff that they used to do out there.
Oh, right on.
Right,
Oh,
John, I don't know.
what were you doing out in VA before you left? So let's go back like a little bit.
Sure. I hosted an open mic at this dive bar in Arlington called LA Bar and Grill, and I was doing like open mics and different shows out there.
How long-
Not as much as I do out here, but
Yeah, how long were you doing the open mics out there? When did you start actually doing the comedy?
I think I started in like 2010. Our mutual friend Othman, actually Papa's friend, signed me up for an open mic, and he was like, "You got to do it." And it was at that dive bar, and I did it.
He forced you
And
to
I
do
brought
it?
out all my friends. Yeah, pretty much. I brought out like all my friends, and because they were there, I did pretty good. So I was like, "Oh, I'm really good at comedy." So I kept doing it, and eventually I started hosting the mic and the contest at that same place, and just kind of went from there.
Right on. Hey, so I usually start with this question. So I'm sorry I forgot it earlier, but were you funny in school? Were you like the funny kid in school? I'm taking a poll.
Yeah, no, I was like the funny kid in school. I was kind of a bully in school. I still feel bad.
There seems to be a trend going. If you listen to
yeah?
John's episode, he's like, yeah, it's kind of a bully.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I bullied like not just like the kids that you'd normally make fun of. I bullied like the popular kids and the teachers and the bus driver, and like pretty much anybody I could put down.
So yeah,
would do
everybody
that.
was fair game. You weren't like gunning for somebody just because you thought it was gonna like make you popular or something.
Oh, I definitely was doing that. I was doing it. I don't know why. Well, that's probably the reason why. And just boredom. I still feel bad about it, but eventually I kind of made amends with, I think, everybody.
You're way braver than me. I definitely only mocked the kids I knew I could get away with mocking.
Oh, yeah. Is that true, Papa?
Oh, I was the total ass about it. Yeah, you were all egalitarian.
You only bullied like kids that you could beat up, like nerds.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
I was like, hey jocks, look, I can make fun of them too. And
couldn't
you're all right,
fight
Papa.
back.
yeah, look, that's
So
hilarious.
did it gain you the popularity you so strived for?
I mean, not really, no, because I don't know what. I guess I wanted to get with girls back then.
Not anymore though.
Yeah, not anymore. Well, now I have a girlfriend, so. But I don't know. Like, I never really got chicks out of bullying. I don't know if I thought I was.
Yeah.
People knew I was a bit more like, oh man, that guy's gonna make fun of me. So it probably backfired if that's what I was going for.
Nah, I don't know if bullying's worked for too many people. I mean, some people.
Nelson Muntz got Lisa, dude.
Donald Trump.
Sure.
He's doing well with it.
Well, he has money too.
Eastern European broads
true.
love
Money
bullying.
speaks.
I should go there.
That is true. Just put down like the Serbs or whoever the the peon classes there. Like, this guy's got it going on.
All right, so you're out in L.A. now. When did you make that switch?
I've been out in L.A. for like 3 years now. I actually went to L.A. with the guy I was talking about earlier, Oathman. We drove out here and just started doing mics out here and trying to do stand-up out here.
What made you decide to leave? Were you guys just talking about it for a long time, and one day you guys like, screw it, we're just going to hit the road?
Well, we really weren't actually talking about it for a while. I know Oathman, it was his idea at first because he was talking to some rapper that he knew. It was like, you got to move
Always
to LA,
a solid
man.
bet.
Yeah, a rapper is the reason I'm here now. Mr. Liff, if you guys are into rap. Anyways,
Nope.
So he was like, we should go out, and I had this like job that it was a okay job, but it wasn't anything that was like, this is my future. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a try. I figured if I never tried, I would look back when I was older and be like, I should have tried.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
John, can you make a mark of when he said that? No, just
Yes,
kidding. Yeah.
I-
Sorry, we forgot to mention.
yeah, I might
and
not-
we,
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't.
I mean, if you do, then it's like, it's fine.
You'll
We'll
be
just-
heard throughout Arlington next weekend. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Expect those calls to
Not
come
sure.
rolling in. Tell your girlfriend her days are numbered.
They're going to shut the station down. So thanks a lot.
An Arlington council member.
We just opened up.
What's that guy's name? Jay something? Oh, you probably don't know. It's probably just Arlington.
Oh,
I'll get a call from Jay,
oh,
whatever his name is.
there was an Arlington dude named Jay. Wow, so you're into Arlington politics to some extent, or he was just big there, or what?
He was a neighbor of Cutter, so I thought he was like the big guy in politics. I forget his name. Jay something.
Did you have a job lined up when you moved out there?
No, I didn't, man. It took me a while to find a job too, because
So you had to
It
have
was like-
something saved up
yeah.
then.
yeah, no, I had a lot of money saved up because I was living with my parents for the most part, and I had all these jobs. So it was
Oh,
pretty
yeah, you
cheap
could just
living out here.
stack.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Oathman did not, but 'cause, yeah.
Did you have to support him?
No.
Okay.
But, I think
I was
he
like, you can out him
he
on
was-
air. That's
yeah.
fine.
No, I never gave that guy any money.
He was a jerk. Cool. So what was your first job then?
My first job was dog walking. I got a job dog walking. Actually, I got it because I took a picture of Cutter's dog, of me and walking Cutter's dog, and I sent it in. And I was like, I love dogs, and I got this dog walking job. I have had so many jobs
love
out here,
dogs.
like so many. I worked at restaurants. I worked at the Container Store. I'm currently working for Hulu.
Oh, really?
that's
That
like
sounds
a
way
legit
better
gig.
Club.
than walking dogs.
Yeah, no, the Hulu job's pretty cool.
This is the
I mean,
Hulu
I
we're
get to
familiar
work
with,
from
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's, yeah.
like a strip club or something.
Yeah, it's a knockoff. WHOLOO.
I was a sign twirler at a strip club for like 3 days, just as a joke. But then they actually hired me.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Like you did the little flippy the sign? Did it have like a pair of
Well,
jugs
yeah.
on it, or?
No, I wish. We had a plan. It was me and Oathman, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in, and just as a joke, film this interview because I sent him like a fake email saying like, I love strip clubs or something. I forget the jokes I used. And I was going to film and record the interview, but then as soon as I got there, the guy was like, you're hired. I don't know why I thought it would be a real job interview for sign twirler, but I did. So I
didn't
did
know if
experience
they-
it. I was like,
yeah.
Backbreaking. I don't know how to do that shit.
Yeah,
Oops,
I wonder
there it
what
goes
people
again.
say in those interviews.
I said, like, I'm trying to think. I was
Like other people would
uh,
say.
Oh, yeah. What I said was that I'm, like, a really good dancer. And at the time, the Dougie was popular, so I was like, I'm learning how to Dougie. I think I made a video online, actually. You can hear audio of it if you look at my YouTube.
Oh,
I've forgotten
what's your
what my
YouTube? Do you
YouTube
want to
is.
plug that?
No.
Is it
I don't.
you don't?
I don't want to plug it.
Well,
I hope no one ever finds it.
you could take it down, but just in
I
case
could.
you get famous and then they have some sort of extra story about you. So you
Yeah.
can plug your Twitter.
Sure, man. My Twitter is Cooney or Die. It's my last name and then or die.
Cool, and that's Cooney.
Why? Exactly. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah, your phone did a nice little crap out right in the middle of that. It was like perfect timing.
I know it was a little low.
Oh, no.
Now, are a lot of comedians, at least like the guys you're working with right now, are they able to make any sort of living, like not headlining in LA, or do you pretty much uniformly have side jobs that are keeping you guys afloat?
I think it depends at the level that you're at. Like I mean, last month I got paid 4 times to do comedy, which is good for me.
And
That
so,
was awesome.
like,
But most people, I think.
What is your take, if you don't mind discussing this? Like, because I think a lot of people listening are like, "What do when I get into comedy, what can I expect at a lower tier?"
I think we also overheard comedians actually say, "God, I hate when people ask me what I made tonight."
Yeah, exactly.
so
I want to needle
we
you.
want to know.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. I guess I don't know enough about the inner workings of comedy to know if it's bad to reveal that stuff. But I'll definitely tell you what I make. Like so.
That's what we like to hear.
Sure. So I got my first gig like a month ago. I had to drive out to this place called Tulare in California, which is like way far away from LA. But they paid me $100 for just being a headliner, and then they gave me an additional cut of the tips. So it was like 125. But it was like I had to drive like 2 hours to get there.
I was gonna say, how far did you have to drive?
Yeah. It was past Bakerfield. You guys probably don't know what that means.
No
I
clue.
do. That is total BF, man. God, like from LA, is that like more than 2 hours, or is it?
It's probably like, well, dude, it was so scary because it was raining really hard, and like once you get out there, it's super dark. But it was like 2.5 hours. I thought I was going to die on the way there. Then I got hooked up with a show through a friend at an art gallery, and they paid me like 100 something for like 10 minutes.
That's really not bad.
Yeah.
I did a feature spot. A lot of times with these shows, like when they'll have like a donation thing, and then like you can split the donation at the end. So I did a feature spot at some coffee shop in Long Beach, and I got a cut of the donation, which was like $20 for like 15 minutes. So it varies. I mean, like a lot of times you just won't get paid for these shows; they're free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of my friends, who's like, I think he's making a living through comedy. He wrote an article about how like we should all charge for the shows so you can pay the comics, and it will be better, like a better experience for the audience. Excuse me, but. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of like the good shows, like the really good shows, like there's no admittance, so you don't have to pay to get in if you're an audience member, and it's like, what are you going to pay?
They just ask for donations.
Comedians, they don't even. Some of those shows don't even ask for donations. Like, it's just like a good show to be on or something.
So does the house pay them? Oh, they just do it. They pay you like in exposure because the lineup and such.
I think so. A lot of these shows is like the idea is like, oh, it's just a really good show, so you don't get a cut of whatever they make. But I'm not sure. I haven't really done
That's gotta be tough.
A lot of the big shows, so like I don't really know if they get paid or not.
What's the tier system then? Like coming up, like where are you right now? And 6 months or a year from now, if everything's going right for you, like what will you be then? Just like a kind of permanent headliner in the area or local headliner? Like how does it work exactly?
I mean, it depends. The people that are making money, I would say like a living or whatever, is like headliners and stuff. Like if you have like you can get up at different clubs, you're probably getting paid. If you can go on the road, like different spots, like if you have an area where you can hit up clubs and stuff, like you can make a living off that. But that's like those are people that have been doing it for a while. Most of the time, they're a bit above me.
You gotta have a car too.
Yeah, you have to have a car in LA. You gotta be able to travel if you want to. Like, I mean, well, it depends. Like, some people are able to do it without cars. Like, I don't know if you heard about the dude Quincy Jones. He have you heard about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah, he's the guy who just they were trying to do the stand-up special because they
Michael
had
Jackson. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was it, John.
He had the HBO. He had the HBO special just recently. He got diagnosed with cancer. What he wanted to do was like do the special.
Yeah, have one big kick-ass special before.
Yeah. So before he did that, he did something like I'm trying to remember 1,000 sets in a year or something like that. It was something like 1,000. But he never had a car, so he would just metro and get rides from people. So it is possible. I don't think he was making a living off of it. Well, he wasn't making a living off of it, but he was able to do comedy without a car. here, just doing like transportation and stuff.
How long until someone fakes having cancer just to get that going again? Like, it'll happen.
Yeah, who knows? I'm sure it's happened before, and it will happen many times again.
Did you consider doing New York?
I did, but like, it was just like the way LA was set up made sense because I would come out here with my best friend, and then we would crash for free with our buddy Cutter, who was already out here. So like New York, I really didn't.
Yeah, I
have
guess
the
if you
same
knew
kinda,
somebody.
Like, setup. Yeah.
So you'd never gone to New York to do any shows there? Did you ever go and watch any?
I've never gone. I mean, I've been to New York a lot, but never when I was doing comedy. So like, yeah, I don't know anything about New York comedy really.
Oh, right on.
Is that a thought at all? Like, now that you've got some experience and you still have a place to like crash out here, like, have you ever been like, screw it, I'll go home for a weekend and then just go up there and try to like hit as many places as possible?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about just because you always hear people go like, oh, you can get up way more in New York, or like, there's better comedy in New York or whatever. But I feel like LA's. I've been out here so long, and it's tough to leave someplace you know. And it's easier to drive to places than it is to just metro everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's probably a little too soon for you to tell because, I mean, you're still building that rapport with some of the clubs, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the only club that I've even really scratched the surface of building a rapport at is the store. And the only way I've been doing that is those roast battle shows. And I don't really do that anymore because every time I do it, they insult my girlfriend and she hates it.
Oh,
I'm just like,
wait, is she
I'm just
there?
trapped. She made the mistake of coming one time.
Oh,
I told her
yeah.
not to come. I was like, don't come to this.
And now they have
And
ammo forever.
She did. And now she's like, don't come. What? Yeah. Well, it wasn't like they roasted her, like pointing her out or whatever, but they just made jokes. So when she saw that, she's not a huge fan of the roast battle.
Yeah.
But like doing that, you can do that. You get some exposure from that, and then you get on that particular show. So because there's stand up before it, so it's sometimes it's a good show, but.
Did you do roast battles out here? Because they do a couple over at the DC Improv.
Oh yeah.
So
I think a lot of people are trying to do that now. I mean, like the Comedy Central picked up that the roast battle show is now going to be like a show on Comedy Central, the one that I was doing.
Yeah, I think now that some of the numbers are coming in because they're bringing in celebrities that don't actually need to be roasted, they realize they can make a little bit of money off that. So I think some of the big networks are definitely bringing in the roast battle shows. But what I was going to say was, how do you think you've changed from when you were in D.C. to the way your comedy is now?
Yeah. So, like, when in D.C., I was doing some really hacky stuff and, like, maybe definitely, like, a little bit racist and offensive. And I thought, like, I was a genius. Like, I thought, because it's so easy to do well out there that I was like, man, I'm like the greatest. So I moved here thinking that people were just going to think I'm the best. And then I got out here and I was like, wow, I suck. I'm just like terrible at comedy. And then so just from doing mics and shows and whatever, just every night, I've gotten.
You didn't let it
better,
drag you down.
now.
Was there a time when you got out there that you were like, okay, this is a little tough. Maybe I got a place back in DC?
There was times that I thought that yesterday.
I was gonna say,
and at times during this interview, but yeah, no, I mean, like, that's a constant thought.
What advice would you give yourself before you left?
If I were going to give myself advice before I left, I don't know. I would say do comedy every night. Maybe try and make some contacts out here. Try and find a job before I came out.
Yeah. That's what I keep telling John.
I mean, all that stuff is pretty like overcomable. It's just like, if you're not doing comedy every night, you should be. And I think a lot of people like beat themselves up about that stuff if they're like comics or whatever. And I would say don't do that. Just like try and do comedy as much as you can.
Yeah, and if you Yeah. And
what do you mean?
It's not a big deal.
That they take nights off and they kind of beat themselves up for being lazy about it, or that they eat ass on stage sometime? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, even like, eating at like sucking on stage or whatever, like, it sucks, but it's like it's gonna be like a constant part. I mean, like the big names bomb on stage. It sucks if you bomb on stage in front of people that are important, and they always think you suck. But like that's not something I think you should worry about really, especially not in DC.
If you have a bad set, what's your approach like the day after or maybe that night?
I mean, I have plenty of bad sets.
Drink it all.
I just kind of like, I definitely drink, but
Well,
I don't know.
hey.
I just like try and reword it, or depend. I don't know. It depends on like I think about how I deliver jokes, or whether jokes suck, or whether jokes are good.
Do you recommend filming it so you can watch it later?
I mean, if you can do it, it's probably a good idea. I record all the stuff on my phone, so I can listen to it if like I worded something that came out really well.
So you'll just get like another
Right.
local comic to just hold your phone up for you and
I
get your
don't
material down, or
because I just don't have the. I get embarrassed if I do shit like that, especially at an open mic. But when I see people doing it, I think that's smart that they're doing it. But I
yeah, I
rarely
see it
do
around.
that.
I see it around here.
I think most of the time you see like newer comics filming stuff, because they're like. But for the most part, I just record it on my phone. If I had like a show that was big, then I might film that. But I don't usually film open mic sets.
Right
I
on.
just use the recording.
Do you think you'll have time to get out here for next week's 202 Comedy Festival? I think it's the first one.
No, I won't be out there for that. I mean, I kind of wish that I had known about that. I heard about it. I wish I had known about that before, so I could try and got into it, because I would have totally.
Yeah,
done
that would have been cool.
If I could get time off work, I would have done it. But no, maybe next year. If they do it again next year, I'll try and do it. I know there's a lot of like good comics there in that. I think Jamel's in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know any DC comics? Because there's a couple that have come out of DC that I know have made their way out to LA, like Brendan Wardell, and I know that a couple that travel, like Seton Smith and people like that.
I definitely know Wardell. Sort of know Seton, not as well. And then Jamel Johnson. I don't know if you know him. He's come out here a few times and crashed on our couch. But yeah, I mean Wardell is like has a TV show.
Oh yeah,
I think, and he's been on TV a few times, and he's killing it.
Yeah, he blew up. I saw him maybe 5 years ago, just sitting outside with his little backpack because he wasn't allowed in the club. So, do you have anything that we can plug as far as like videos people can watch? Or I don't think this will be playing in LA, but do you have any material you want people to check out, or do you have a website?
Just my Twitter, Cooney or Die. I do not have a website. Since it's not going to be, people aren't going to be LA, I won't plug the show that I run. But yeah, no, I don't want people to watch my YouTube videos. I just want them to.
I'm still going to try and find it, though.
Watch my
I
comedy.
think John and I are going to try and find this like right after this is over.
Well, you can look. I think I probably have the video that I send out to festivals.
If you just want to tell us what it is right now, we'll cut it out.
Honestly, I don't know. I think if you search Brendan Cooney stand-up, it will probably come up.
Huh?
And then I probably have like one or two videos on there.
I'd like to check them out, man. So we really appreciate you calling, and thanks for taking your time.
No problem. Thanks
So
for having
if
me
you
on.
ever want to do this again, or you ever got a show, or you want to plug something, or you got some new YouTube channel, then hit us up. We'll plug that too.
All right, cool, man.
All right, Brian.
All right, take care.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, see you, Papa.
Later.
Good guy, Brendan Cooney. We heard dial tone. That's great.